Hey, thanks for making it to Veterans Info Tap. I am glad you made it. Wanted to talk about moving your back rating, we'll call it your lumbar area back rating from a potential of a 10% rating on the low end to 70% or even higher in some cases. Just wanted to run this through for you because I think out there are some veterans who are lower on the rating schedule than what they should be because they don't understand exactly how the VA looks at all the different aspects of your bad back in this example. Before we jump into it, I want to throw on a special thank you to Roy Schofield 7123. Thank you so much for the super comment, super chat. I really do appreciate your support very much. All right, Roy Schofield, thanks. All right, so jumping into this, moving your back rating from a 10% all the way up into 60, 70, even higher. We're going to use 70% kind of as the ballpark rating. And this is only for the back. This is not, let's add in tinnitus and let's add in your bad knee, that type of stuff. Although, you never know. I mean, maybe there is a way there, but let's really hone in on the issues with the back. And how I'm going to kind of start this off is when you file for your claim, you may be thinking to yourself, okay, my back sucks, right? I know it was for me. I know a lot of other veterans out there who filed for back issues, musculoskeletal issues, primarily lumbar, but you'll get cervical, you'll get all kinds of things. But we're going to focus on lumbar just for this example. So a lot of people go, my back just really sucks, man. It hurts so bad. Okay, well, tell me a little bit about it. Oh, man, it's so bad. Sometimes, and I'll use myself as an example too. I go to brush my teeth and I can't really just bend over the sink and start brushing my teeth. I either have to hold on or I need to brace my knees against the cabinet. So it kind of helps me kind of stabilize as I'm trying to bend over. How I described mine was it's kind of like an upside down T. It's like, here's my lumbar area and that all sucks and hurts and radiates pain. And then it's like a T. It kind of shoots off into my hips. And, I got this kind of numbness, tingly, pain, radiating thing kind of going down into my legs. It keeps me up at night. I'm grumpy, whatever. Okay, great. So what do you want to do? I want to file for my back. Okay, cool. Now, here's the dilemma. And this is where people, and this is just one of the thousands of examples and all the different nuances with VA, right? So veteran A says, I could just do it myself. I'm going to back, lumbar issues, sucks. Go get diagnosed. Back issue, lumbar, sucks. Great. File my claim. Done. Approved. 10%. Pissed off. Screw the VA. They lowballed me, and you move on. Okay, that's veteran A. Now, veteran B, and I'm going to go all the way kind of on the extreme side here, can't figure it out really on their own. They feel like they're missing things, and they either get an accredited representative to help them through that process, or they come to us. Evidence-based VA claims. You can email us at vaclaims@ebvaclaims.com. All the information's in the description and in the comments. You can go to our website, EB, that's Echo Bravo, ebvaclaims.com. Again, information's in the description and the comments. So veteran B goes through the whole process and realizes, oh, I'm not just filing a claim for my back, right? I am lower back. Okay, lower back, awesome. I'm also filing for radiculopathy, going down my left leg and my right leg. Two separate conditions. I'm also, and if you have not done this, I highly suggest it, any musculoskeletal issues that you have, go get checked for arthritis in those areas. There's all kinds of different arthritis, right? The most common would be like degenerative type of arthritis, right? You'll have rheumatoid arthritis, degenerative arthritis. Degenerative arthritis is also the osteoarthritis, right? So those are kind of the two main ones. But then there's also ankylosing spondylitis. That's what I have. It's not very fun, for those that were wondering. I'd love to know if anybody else has ankylosing spondylitis out there, just so I know that I'm not the only one with it. I think that Mick Mars from Motley Crue, guitar player who, well, now used to be Motley Crue, he left. He has ankylosing spondylitis. So that's like, I mean, I guess, one, it's hard to say, so, and I'm sure I butcher it, but love to know. So let's move on. So we'll focus on the other two types of arthritis as well, but any arthritis. Get checked for arthritis in those areas. Now, here's another thing to consider. If you have a back condition, which is typically rated pretty low, you really have to be fairly debilitated in just that area, like a lumbar condition that really limits your range of motion in order to get anything higher than, maybe a 20%, right? So you're going to see a lot of 10s and lower ratings for that specific condition, lumbar, whatever. Now, the other thing you want to consider, though, as we're looking at all this, in this case, we've talked about the lumbar issue, whatever it is, the radiculopathy due to that, the arthritis that is probably there. And now, if you have those things going on, you're probably not sleeping very well. You're probably, grumpy, right? You're probably a little short-fused. You're probably a little bit depressed. You're probably a little bit, you got some anxiety or whatever going on. Can't do the things that you used to do, and that becomes a little bit depressing. So maybe, just maybe, if you did not file for any other mental health conditions, you look to file depression, anxiety, that type of stuff as secondary to your back condition. Now, let's talk about the ratings, what the ratings look like for this. So we're going to take look, I'm not going to blow it up here, okay? I'm just going to, first I'm going to go through just the basic ratings that I came up with that take us to 70%, and then I'm going to hone in a little bit on the arthritis piece, so you can see where some variance can be there. So let's say that they really, you get a 10% for your lower back. It's kind of irritating because you're thinking to yourself, well, my back really does suck. So you got to add all these other things in there. So 10% for your back. You can get typically a 10 or 20% for radiculopathy on each extremity. So you got the two. I'm just going to say 10 on each of those just to keep the numbers reasonable. Okay, so it could be higher, just saying. So now you got radiculopathy, 10 down each leg. So left leg, right leg, radiculopathy. Because it's two extremities, you also get a tiny little bump for bilateral factor. We're not even going to figure that in here. Arthritis. We're going to use 40% for arthritis and then 30% for depression if you do not have any other sort of mental health ratings. So that all adds up to a 70%. So 70% rating essentially for your back and the residuals of your back condition, right? And also resulting in depression. Now let's talk about the arthritis aspect because I think that this is really important. One, you could have ankylosing spondylitis that popped up during your time in service, and you could go that route too. But I think most people are going to fall under degenerative arthritis or the rheumatoid arthritis. And so they got two distinct rating schedules for those. 20% is the highest for degenerative arthritis. Okay, so it is a 10 or a 20. And again, any rate, here's one thing that I really don't like to see out there, and it's just go after the big ratings. Focus on all these big. No, everything counts. Go for everything that you're due. It all adds up at the end, and the closer you get to 100, the harder it is to get there. So 10% rating or a 20% rating. 10% rating for degenerative arthritis is for X-ray evidence of arthritis in 2 or more major joints or 2 or more minor joint groups, even without limited motion. 20% rating for X-ray evidence of arthritis in 2 or more joints or 2 or more minor joints, combined with occasional incapacitating episodes. All right, so rheumatoid arthritis, however, you can go from 10 to 100% rating on that. 10% granted for each major joint affected by pain during motion and limited motion. 20% for 2 or more incapacitating episodes annually. 40% rating, definite impairment of health or 3 or more incapacitating episodes annually. That's for a 40%. 60% rating, severely incapacitating episodes occurring 4 or more times annually, or severe impairment of health, weight loss, and anemia. And then 100% rating is for total incapacitation. All right, so important to understand how you can leverage and how you should look at your different claims, right? Sometimes it's not just that one piece. There's things around it that are also impacted and affected, and we tend to just jumble it up all together and go, this sucks so bad that it's kind of, this is the whole area and this is all of my symptoms in a way. But really you need to break them down individually and get those things filed. Again, if you can't find competent and credible help out there, from a free, accredited, representative aspect, we are here to help you. Evidence-based VA claims. Reach out to us. Simply send us an email or an inquiry on our website, and we will reach back out to you and go from there. Thanks for watching. I appreciate you very much. Have a great one. And remember, if we don't take care of each other, something went wrong.